It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
David versus Goliath, the 12-seed Irish taking on the 2-seed Tornadoes of Trenton Central High School. A rematch of the 2023 Mercer County Tournament up at stake for the 2026 CVC title here on WBCB. Hi everybody, Mike Warren alongside the Mercer County and Steiner Hall of Famer Rich Fisher. Great to be with you for Game 2 of 2 here this afternoon on the WBCB Sports Network. Two familiar foes, the Irish of Notre Dame and the Tornadoes of Trenton Central, face off with a trophy on the line for the CVC Tournament Finals. The Irish at 7-20, riding the momentum of a 3-game win streak here in this tournament, led by their senior 1,000-point scorer, Will Foley. Entering today, Foley averaging 22 points per game in this tournament, and he's got one tall task in front of him today, Fish, in front of a hounding Tornadoes defense that turns into its offense.
Right, exactly. Well put, Mike. This is a matchup, you called it David Goliath, and it's a matchup of Trenton that a lot of people think have been the best team in the league all year against a team they're calling Notre Dame a Cinderella. I'm not sure if I agree with that Cinderella moniker, and the reason being Notre Dame struggled a lot of this year because it was without Will Foley, who suffered a broken wrist in early January. And they're a completely different team with Foley in the lineup. And I guarantee you, if Foley was in the lineup all year, they wouldn't be a 12 seed. And look no further than this tournament for proof of that. Granted, the Irish lost their first 3 games when Foley returned, but I'm sure he took a while to get back into it and everything else. This is a kid who raises his game when the stakes are higher. In the CVCT opener, he scored 30 to get Notre Dame past 5th seed Hightstown. Then it's Hopewell, who Notre Dame played tough without him, but he put in 27 against the 4th-seeded Bulldogs. Everybody thought that was going to end against top-seeded Lawrence, and the Cardinals did. They harassed Foley into a 10-point night, but son of a gun, 3 of those points came on a buzzer-beater fadeaway that gave the Irish a 2-point win in overtime in one of the most thrilling games around here in tournament play or any time in years. So then you have Trenton, who has steamrolled. They steamrolled through their first 2 CVCT opponents, and then they used a late run to pull away from Robbinsville in the semifinals. Now, the bright spot in that game for Trenton is that the Ravens made it a mission to try to contain Ave Ingram and Juan Sanchez. And by them doing that, guys like Caleb Smith and Gamari Davidson stepped up with big games. And that gave the 2nd-seeded Tornadoes a lot more confidence, knowing they don't have to depend on Ingram, Sanchez, and Jaden Fulton English to do all the scoring. So,
who are some players in this one, Fish, to look out for? We mentioned Will Foley. You just highlighted Jaden English Fulton, but there's 2 1,000-point caliber scorers on this roster for Trenton that could definitely make some noise.
Yeah,
will absolutely do so here in this one.
Yeah, right, exactly. You have Ingram and Sanchez. They've been solid scorers all year. Even with the extra attention from Robbinsville, they both scored 18 points. Now, Fulton English has been a little up and down, but he can have stretches where he just dominates. And if Caleb Smith is active on the offensive boards, he can go off for some big games, and he's produced a number of double-doubles this year. And then you look at Notre Dame, a lot has been made, you've read it a lot and everything else, where people have said, with Foley out, Tim Stevens got to develop some of the other players, making the Irish a lot tougher right now than they were before Foley got hurt. And, just look at the Lawrence game. Foley got neutralized for the most part. Colin Cunningham steps up with 17 points. So just as Trenton was bolstered by Smith and Davidson, so were the Irish by Cunningham. And then you have senior guard Lucas Chudderwitz. He stepped up big. Angelo Pesh, A.J. Liberto, Musa Camara. They've all contributed. And for the other guy for Trenton to watch is Jaharis Ramos. He's a guy, if you haven't seen many Trenton games this year, he does a little bit of everything. He'll get you 8 points, 5 assists, not 8 rebounds. You know, he's tough. He can do a lot.
Comes up with a ton of steals as well.
Yeah, and I you know, you talk about players in and out of the lineup. One thing is certain, this game is going to have a different look to it than when Trenton took a 60-50 win over the Irish earlier this year. Foley, Ingram, or Sanchez, the 3 biggest stars on the court, did not play in that game. So I guess if you're Trenton, you're thinking, well, we got a 2-for-1. We got 2 big guys back, and they got 1 big guy back. So, you know, you maybe think that way. So.
And what do you think some of the keys are in this one, Fish? Let's start with the Irish first. What's a key for them today to completing this Cinderella story?
Well, like pretty much most opponents Trenton plays, the tempo for Notre Dame is they have to try to play their game, which is deliberate, work the ball around, set the tempo, don't let it turn into a track meet. Their guards really have to handle the Tornadoes' pressure, get the ball into the front court. And here's the big thing, though, Mike. Once you get it into the front court, you can't get excited and start rushing things because, like, all right, we beat the press. Now let's get a shot. Still keep it, you know, slow it down, work it around. Don't get too fired up. Sometimes we see teams break Trenton's pressure, but they're revved up in that half-court game and they make unforced turnovers. So the Irish need to break the press. A, break the press, not easily done. B, run their offense deliberately when they get into the half court. Obviously, Trenton is not going to try not to make that happen. They want to come out, they want to get on top quickly. They've gotten in the first 2 tournament games, they just came out and buried their opponents right away. They did that with the transition defense, you know, defense-offense transition, getting a lot of turnovers, a lot of layups. And as I've mentioned before with Jordan, when Trenton is running, it even makes their half-court game better because they're just flowing better and they feel looser. And you see them hitting three-pointers more. When they're put into that half-court game, they seem to not be as crisp, not as sharp. So, you know, the bottom line is it's your basic game of one team trying to be the tortoise, the other trying to be the hare. Another major key, Notre Dame has got to hold their own on the boards. If they let Caleb Smith go loose underneath, he can wreak havoc with putbacks. So, look, the Irish have captured everyone's imagination on this run, and the Tornadoes don't want to be the latest victim. They're going for their first title since beating ND in that 2023 game. So as they say at the Olympics, Michael, let the game begin.
Notre Dame riding the momentum of Holy Foley 2.0. Will Foley, the step back game-winning 3 over Lawrence to get them here today. Just 3 years ago, it was his brother Luke in the semis against Ewing, hitting the game-winning free throw and securing the game-clinching steal to birth the Irish into the 2023, what was then the Mercer County Tournament Finals, now the CVC Tournament Finals. Here this afternoon, Will Foley with a chance to complete his story and complete the Irish story as the 12 seed looks to conquer Goliath in Trenton Central on WBCB. Today's game brought to you in part by the Capital Health System, Team Toyota, the Revere Restaurant, Kessel Dermatology, the NJEA, Notre Dame High School, Haldeman Ford, the Trenton Thunder, Marsville Chiropractic, the Capital Area YMCA, the City of Trenton, the Trentonian, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Hyundai of Trenton, all proud to bring you today's coverage on WBCB. The CVC Boys Basketball Tournament Finals coming up next. You're listening to the Trentonian pregame show on the WBCB Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
We'll turn things over to our public address announcer here at West Windsor-Plainsboro North, starting lineups here for tonight's contest. The table is set, starting lineups established. The CVC Boys Basketball Tournament Finals. Jump ball coming up next. Here from West Windsor-Plainsboro North, the Irish of Notre Dame and the Tornadoes of Trenton Central High School.
there really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBSports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Starting lineups for Notre Dame, it's Will Foley in the backcourt with Lucas Chudderwitz, Musa Kamara in the front court with Colin Cunningham and Angelo Pesh, rounding out the starting 5 for Tim Stevens' Irish, the 12th seed in this tournament. And for Darrell Young and his Tornadoes at 19-7, the 2 seed, it's Juan Sanchez with Jadon English Fulton, Ave Ingram, Caleb Smith, and Jaharis Ramos, the 1 through 5 for Trenton.
It's funny, Mike, you talk about Luke Foley a couple of years ago with that last second thing, and the back page of the Trentonian, the headline was Holy Foley. And when Will made that the other day, it was like I was getting blistered with text. Holy Foley 2.
Yep.
So now you say Holy Foley 2.0. You can rhyme it. Holy Foley 2.0. Something like that. He didn't even know if he'd come back this year. He was at odds with his parents about whether he should return.
Jump ball at midcourt, Musa Kamara with Caleb Smith, tipped back into the backcourt for the Tornadoes. Ingram controlling, it's Cunningham on him to begin.
I shouldn't say he was at odds with his parents. They were just saying, look, Mike, or look, Will, don't kill yourself if you don't think you're going to be able to come back.
Ingram pulls up from the stripe, can't hit. Musa Kamara there for the rebound, poked free, but Chudderwitz there to haul it in. Now Foley with Ramos on him. Into the lane, needs help, kick out. Cunningham coming off a career high, 17 points. Foley thinks about a 3, gets inside, blocked by Sanchez. Other way, Sanchez, 2 points.
Well, that's Trenton, that's vintage Trenton. Sanchez with the block. I did not see who grabbed it, but then Sanchez not only had the block, but he got out ahead on the break.
Steals from Pesh, lays it, and one. Juan Sanchez wasting no time.
Nope. A block and a steal in the first 54 seconds and 4 points, maybe 5.
Foul against Pesh. He was hounded in the backcourt by Sanchez. Had no room to breathe, let alone dribble.
Sanchez is wearing a game face like I rarely see.
Shot at the line from Sanchez, rattles in, he converts the and 1. All 5 from Juan Sanchez.
And here comes the press, full court press.
Notre Dame can't even get it in. Kamara trying to save, a turnover to Ingram.
Oh.
Blocked by the rim.
Yeah. Missed the dunk. That's a big break for Notre Dame because that would have really fired Trenton up.
Double team coming for Foley. Corner kick, left alone Cunningham, he'll drive. Blocked by Smith. Ingram. Ramos inside. It's English Fulton. Tornadoes storming in front.
Yeah, Notre Dame has to weather this storm. I mean, Trenton can take the heart out of you quickly if you let him.
Chudderwitz cutting, pumps, scoops, and hits.
Big basket.
Lucas Chudderwitz, one of those players who was forced into an uncomfortable role when Foley went down. Strong drive. Ingram trying to respond, and he can't. Cunningham and Foley combining for the rebound. English Fulton on Foley. Goes to work. Spins inside. The left hand. Kick out corner. Cunningham can't connect on the three. Rebound from English Fulton. One-on-one with Kamara. Works it out. Here's Ramos. Now Sanchez. They'll get set. Under 6, first quarter. Tornadoes by 5. Elbow, offensive foul as Sanchez using the free hand to create space on Pesh. It'll go the Irish way. Cunningham will inbound. Distance of the floor in front. No shocker here. Tornadoes staying in the press.
You know, not only does this press create turnovers, it wears teams down. There's another foul.
Foley drawing the foul on Jaharis Ramos.
And Notre Dame is, you know, they got a pretty short bench as far as guys they rotate in. So if you can wear a team down too, that could pay dividends third and fourth quarter.
Ramos on Foley. Here's Kamara. Musa with 12 in the victory at Lawrence. Foley, a healthy three offline. Chudderwitz tries to save, but he's out of bounds. Foley quickly removing the wrist brace that he's worn for the majority of these playoffs. After that airballed three, got rid of it, chucked it right over to Kevin Drulis on the bench. Sanchez pacing this offense.
Notre Dame in a man-to-man here too.
Ingram step back from the stripe, that won't go. Musa with a big board. Up ahead, here's Angelo Pesh.
Ingram off to a slow start, 4 straight misses.
Foley, double team
another
coming,
foul.
and another foul called. J-Don English Fulton called for this foul. It is the 3rd team foul against Trenton in this first quarter.
All 3 have just been kind of careless. I mean, they're all been just guarding the guy on the dribble. None of them's been inside going for a rebound or trying to block a shot or anything.
Chudderwicks just gets it in with 4.9 on the clock. Out to Foley, thinking about a corner three. Ramos sizing him up defensively. Here goes Foley, baseline, cutting, Chudderwicks, pumps, gets hit, whistle silent. Ramos controlling, hesitates, finds English Fulton, up and in.
Well, Notre Dame had a couple chances there to get closer. Did not take advantage.
Here's Pesh, corner. Musa drives, but he walked. Oh no, they called a jump ball. Yeah. I think he could have called either there.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I thought he tied him up.
Chudderwicks
before he walked.
Looking for Foley, gets it into Cunningham. Foley jabbing, pumping, corner to Cunningham.
And Ramos on Foley, he's got those long arms. Foley beats him, but
gets inside and muscles up 2. First 2 for Will Foley. Cuts the deficit to 5.
I thought English Fulton was coming over to help out there, but he kind of just let him take the layup.
Sanchez using the screen from Smith. Tries the knife inside, hesitates and spins back in. Through the traffic, it's blocked by Chudderwitz. Here's Foley. Skip pass into the middle. Chudderwitz can't finish. Smith with some good defense. Ramos to English Fulton. Offensive foul. Pesh didn't even fall to the ground. Wow.
Well, that's 2 quick ones on English Fulton, so he's had a penchant for getting in foul trouble in a few games this year.
Substitution. Amari Davidson going to come in here.
Amari Davidson came off the bench for 9 points the other day. Scored like 28 or 24 all season.
Hold on, they're going to call an illegal substitution here for Trenton. They're not going to let J-Don English Fulton come out. It was not approved, so he has to stay on the floor with his 2 fouls.
Oh boy.
Ramos on Foley, crosses him over. Works it into the corner, Kamara. Out to Pesh, corner Cunningham. Baseline drive Cunningham, scooping on Ingram, it's no good. Smith with a rebound. Ingram will control. Goes all the way to the cup, an unfriendly roll.
Ingram cannot buy a bucket here in the early going.
High percentage look there from Ingram, too. All of them have been high percentage.
Yep. Yeah, you notice Notre Dame has gone along that baseline for some try to reverse layups. Robbinsville did that a lot the other night, too. So, I mean, Notre Dame saw something there where there was something loose on the.
Tried to break the press with a deep pass down the floor. Nobody touched it before it went out of bounds, so an inbound coming under their own basket here for Trenton.
Notre Dame's struggling on offense. They're fortunate right now that Trenton is not shooting the ball well. Still just a 5-point game.
Pass floated out to Ingram. Muscles through Cunningham. Up and no good. Smith, the follow, draws the whistle from Musa Kamara.
Yeah.
Caleb Smith coming off of a outstanding performance in the semifinal. 15 points to go along with just as many rebounds, and he had 3 centaways too with his 3 blocks.
He had a good run in the mid-season. Then he kind of sloughed off a little bit, but he came back strong against the Ravens.
Smith able to hit the first at the line. Second shot on the way is good as well.
And he's tough. When he's applying himself, he is murder on the boards, especially on the offensive end.
Foley. Hounded now. Davidson into the game and on him. Foley on the drive, gets in the paint, pumps, puts it up, count it, and 1.
I'll tell you what, Foley does a nice job of getting around these defenders who are taking him on, man, one-on-one.
4 for Foley at the line for another. Can't get the and 1 free throw. Smith's there for the board. Ingram pushing. Kick out Ramos, tees up a triple, buries it.
Well, Robbinsville let him shoot that 3 all night the other night, and he was not hitting it. But then at the end, he hit one, and
Foley just got hip checked, no foul. Over to Cunningham, left wing. Chudderwitz driving, left hand, strong through contact. Chudderwitz had a career-high 28 the last time these two schools met. Ingram forcing the issue and converting through traffic.
Sigh of relief. Ingram's just sighed in relief. He would miss his first 6 shots. And maybe that'll get him going.
Foley met with a double near midcourt. Cunningham kicks corner. A 3 on the way. Chudderwitz connects.
Chudderwitz likes going against the Tornadoes. 7 already.
Offensive foul, or defensive foul rather, against Colin Cunningham as he was trying to disrupt that handoff. Sanchez and Ingram. It's a 5-point game, 1:35 to go in the first quarter. Pass floated all the way over to Davidson. Ingram taking his time. Will go to work on Cunningham. Pulls up from the stripe. Can't get it to go. Strong seal out from Chudderwitz. Chudderwitz, coast to coast.
Oh.
Lucas Chudderwitz taking over the first quarter. He had 14 in the regular season matchup in the opening frame.
He's 9 already. Not intimidated at all by the Tornadoes, who've already blocked 3 shots, but he's going right to the hoop.
Sanchez answers. 9 for Sanchez. Foley doubled, up ahead Pesh, corner, left alone, Chudderwitz, you bet!
Oh!
Lucas Chudderwitz!
Man,
what a quarter!
they're not kidding.
Sanchez scoops and responds.
Well, they'll trade Chudowitz three-pointers for Sanchez layups.
Davidson on Foley. Foley driving in the lane, floats over Smith.
Well, when you get it over Smith, you're doing something.
Final seconds, Ingram spinning, trying to beat the buzzer. Left it short. 1 quarter down, 20-18 the score. Notre Dame trailing by 2. Lucas Chudowitz carrying the charge for the Irish after the first frame.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow.
Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community, Haldeman Ford on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford has it all and is now celebrating their 50th year in business. And don't forget, the 2026 baseball season is just around the corner, and so is another fun summer at Trenton Thunder Ballpark. Visit TrentonThunder.com/tickets to get yours today. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun.
Notre Dame shooting 8 for 12 in that quarter. Chudowitz hitting both his three-point attempts.
Colin Cunningham gets a breather after the first quarter. Dan Beecham off the bench to replace him. He's on Caleb Smith. Tornadoes with possession, clinging on to a 2-point lead. Ingram lines up a 3, buries it. 5 for Ave Ingram. Tornadoes back into full court pressure. It's Sanchez on Foley. Foley takes him all the way into the lane. Kicks out to Beecham. Puts it up. He's denied. Ingram sends it back. Back to Ingram on the fast break. Through contact. And one more coming.
Well, that was just that. Trenton just loves that. A block shot. A Ramos fast break. Full half-court pass. Ingram taken to the hoop. That's what Trenton loves to do more than anything.
Ingram connecting on the N1 opportunity.
And after a nightmare first half, Ingram comes out, first quarter, shooting-wise, Ingram comes out with 6 quick ones.
Angelo Pesh has Ramos on him.
Trenton already with 4 block shots, and yet Notre Dame is getting a lot inside as well.
Beecham corner, now Pesh. Man-to-man here from the Tornadoes, no surprise there. Pass to Foley, gets space, steps into a 3. 9 for Foley. It's a 5-point game. Ingram sizing up Kamara. Over to Davidson, sizes up a 3 of his own. Smith, second chance, turnaround. No, Foley with a rebound. Now Pesh. Stolen nearly, it's Ramos. Throws it off Pesh as he makes the save.
That's a great play by Ramos.
You talked about him pregame, Fish. He does a little bit of everything and putting it on display.
Yep.
In a very small sample size.
I mean, he reached around to get the steal, then he was flying out of bounds, and he had the long arms to smack it off his shins to keep possession. To get possession for the Tornadoes.
Tornadoes working it around the perimeter. They get it to Sanchez. Looking for Smith in the low block. It's not there. Strong position battling with Beecham. Corner, Davidson. Shuffled the feet. Rebound. Chudowitz has it, but his foot's on the line.
Yeah, Tim Stevens was pointing right down. He wanted to travel on that.
Yeah.
And it did look like it was a bit of a shuffle.
A.J. Liberto steps into the game for the first time. Angelo Pesh gets a well-deserved breather. Ramos to inbound, baseline. Floated out to Ingram.
Yeah, he walked. Oh, man, I didn't like that one.
Emotion's starting to ride a little high here. Chudderwick's not a fan of the call on the baseline. Neither was Ingram that time around, too. Got to see which team does a better job keeping them in check.
Yep, big crowd on hand. Tournament director Kyle Kamiskas said they sold over 700 tickets for this game. And it's fairly well packed.
Foley's going to be called for a walk. Tim Stevens not sure about that one.
Yes, imagine that.
Nearing 5 minutes to play, first half. It's a 5-point game. Ingram to Sanchez. 3 on the way. You bet. Juan Sanchez filled up the first quarter stat sheet. His first points in quarter number 2. 14 for Sanchez in the first half. Liberto off the curl. Kamara out to Chudderwicks. They'll reset. Double team comes. Corner kick. A Liberto 3. Rims out. Ingram passing up ahead. Feed to Smith. Roll's not there.
And Trenton's had a few roll off today.
Chudderwicks looking down low, or excuse me, Kamara was looking down low for Liberto. Shot from Sanchez from deep. Juan Sanchez unconscious. 17 first half points and an 11-point lead for Trenton, their largest.
Well, Sanchez, he's like so many shooters. He gets in hot streaks and cold streaks, and he's blazing right now.
Marsville Chiropractic provides quick and effective pain relief through natural healing at Marsville Chiropractic, 632 Crown Street. They pledge to make you, the patient, part of their chiropractic family. Marsville Chiropractic, proud to sponsor today's game here on WBCB.
We'll have to compare. Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done reading.
You're good. No worries. The Capital Area YMCA make 2026 the year to get in shape at the Capital Area YMCA. A Community Dance Academy presents the Movement Mosaic Dreamscape coming up on Friday, February 27th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, February 28th at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Mill Hill Playhouse, 205 East Front Street in Trenton. Ticket prices are $20. The Capital Area YMCA, proud to bring you today's coverage on WBCB.
We'll have to compare scoring at halftime. I had Sanchez with 15. I had English Fulton with 4 in the first quarter. What'd you have him for?
I had him only for 2.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I gave it to the wrong guy.
I could have done that as well. We'll double check with the scores table at half as well, just to make sure we're both making the same mistake.
Either way, Sanchez is having one heck of a game.
Yeah, he is. Here's Beecham across the timeline. Liberto now with it. Irish trying to get something for Foley. Sanchez all over him. He fights through a screen. Working inside, kicking out Beecham. Pass is awry. Hauled in. Corner. Foley pumping, setting, shooting. Short. Gets his own miss.
Good follow.
And follows for 2.
That's
Foley
a sign
double figures with 11.
That's a sign of a heady player. Misses his shot, but goes in, follows it up.
Ingram putting the moves on Cunningham. Now Liberto on Sanchez. He clears out towards midcourt. Wants an ISO. Goes to work. Through the trees and finishes.
That was pretty. Just hung in the air. Little double pump. Nothing major.
8 in the quarter for Sanchez. The lead at 11. Foley hounded. And the whistle does sound.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Sanchez for holding. That's his second.
Angelo Pesh will come in. A.J. Liberto will come out. Tornado's largest lead was at 12. Chudderwitz on the baseline. Looking corner, it's stolen. Fresh into the game is Kyle Graffey. Up ahead, Davidson to Sanchez for 2 more. A 10-point second quarter already for Sanchez.
And a nice job by Gamari Davidson to find him. Gamari Davidson really playing well these last 2 games.
Beecham looking for space. Whistle comes away from the ball. Jaharis Ramos tabbed with the foul, holding Foley. 13-point lead for Trenton.
That's 2 on Ramos. Trenton got to watch itself. A couple of these guys get a 3rd foul.
Foley's 3 from the corner, too strong. Ingram with a board, pushing himself. Lowers the shoulder, forces up 2 more.
Well,
lead up to 15 for Trenton. Steal from Ramos. Numbers. Sanchez.
jeez.
12 in the quarter. Cunningham, other way. And now they're going to call an offensive foul. Will Foley coming in imploring his case for Cunningham. Tough call.
Well, Notre Dame's got to find an answer here quick. Trenton's on a 14-2 run, and that's what they like to do.
Beecham comes out. Kamara comes back in for him.
And you can just see every shot they take now, they're taking with sheer confidence.
Whistle sounds.
Foul off the ball. I guess.
They call Colin Cunningham for the foul.
Okay.
Seemed like they were letting them both sides get away with the hand checks early on. Now they're kind of calling them a little tighter.
Yeah.
But to start, Sanchez was hand checking. That's how he got a lot of his points.
Oh.
Lob for Ingram, couldn't convert. Follow from Graffey, he draws the whistle.
Kyle Graffey, another one of those guys that gets in some games and you don't see him for a while and then he's back in the game. The Pup Young substitutions that I will never figure out. I can only guess it has to do with how players play in practice.
Graffey at the line, left it short on the rim.
He did say after the game against Robbinsville that Kamari Davidson was the MVP of practice in recent weeks, so that's why he's getting time.
Graffey's second shot rims out. Pesh comes in for the rebound. Irish trailing by 17. Beecham turns it over to Sanchez. Ingram can't connect. Harris will finish. Excuse me, Ramos with 5.
And Notre Dame, or Trenton doing a great job on the offensive boards.
And the Irish just can't get out of their own way. Another turnover. Skip pass from Kamara over to Chudderwitz, too tall.
That's 9.5, 6 this quarter for Notre Dame with turnovers.
It's a 2-point game after 1 quarter of play. All of a sudden, it's a 19-point lead for Trenton.
Yeah, and having watched Trenton a lot this year, this is what they do.
Ingram mid-range, won't fall. A rebound from Chudderwitz. Under 2.
But you got a Notre Dame team that's believing in itself, so you never know what can happen here.
Beecham has it stripped by Ingram. 2-on-1. Ingram over Foley.
Nothing you can do there.
Ingram and Sanchez taking over this second quarter. A 21-point advantage.
And as we mentioned, they missed the first game against Notre Dame. Foley was out, but so was Ingram and Sanchez, so.
Whistle comes in. Davidson's going to be called for the foul on Will Foley. And the side inbound coming for Notre Dame. There's 5 points in the quarter for the Irish, all of them from Will Foley. Beecham Puts it on the deck, knifes inside, free throw jumper, Kamara, off the window, won't go. Beecham scrapping for it, thrown off his leg, and out of play again.
Somebody's got to get a bucket here for Notre Dame. They can't just let Trenton roll into the halftime like this, or else it's going to be trouble.
Need to stop first. Here's Sanchez forcing the issue. Out to Davidson.
Trenton slowing it down. Ramos says slow it down.
Ingram driving on Kamara, pulls up and hits.
Yeah, a little bit of a clear out there for Ingram to go to work, and he did.
Shutterwitz other way. Can't get the left-hand runner to go. Here's Ramos. Drops it back for an Ingram three. Graffi the follow. It's all Trenton in quarter number 2. Notre Dame burns another timeout. A 25-point lead for Trenton. They're running away with it.
Unbelievable. Mike, who missed that last shot for Trenton? Did you say
Ingram?
that? Ingram yeah.
Missed, and on the follow that time, coming in was Graffi.
On the follow, who took the first shot?
Ingram took the first shot.
Ingram took the first, yeah, okay. The only reason I ask is that Sanchez, by my stats, has missed just one shot in this game.
A 28-5 run in this quarter.
Yep. Pretty unbelievable, but actually very believable with the way Trenton just goes on these like out-of-body runs where everything goes right. And you could just see like shots that Ingram was going up for earlier in the game. He just looks 1,000% more confident going up in this quarter.
Conway will inbound, fresh into the game. Joe Conway, the two-sport athlete for Notre Dame, gets it into Foley into the corner. Foley creating space on Davidson, pulls from the elbow, short off the rim. Run out here for Trenton. Sanchez into the lane, finishes through contact.
Well, I got to tell you, this is the kind of half that you rarely see.
50 points in the first half from Trenton. Pesh, final seconds, doubled. And a foul comes in with 1.7. They say that a push against Trenton. It's Davidson called for the foul. 1.7.
Not a smart foul.
Irish down 27. This one has gotten away from them quickly.
18 straight points for the Tornadoes.
Conway to inbound. Pesh lets it fly from deep. Off the mark. 50-23 the score. The 2-seed Tornadoes dominating the first 2 quarters. We'll have the Trentonian halftime show for you in just a bit here from West Windsor-Plainsboro North High School. Don't go anywhere. The CVC Boys Basketball Finals on WBCB.
All right, you got to check on that.
Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBSports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood